The secrets behind the genius of Nikola Tesla. Sound of a match striking, followed by the warm glow of a single candle. In the dead of night, a solitary figure hunches over a wooden desk, frantically scribbling in a notebook. The year is 1885, and Nikola Tesla is having another one of his famous episodes of inspiration, or what some might call madness. But he's not alone in his peculiar habits. Throughout history, the greatest minds who shaped our world harbored secrets far stranger than their inventions. The genius who gave us electricity as we know it today was terrified of round objects, pearls, and women's earrings. Tesla would only stay in hotel rooms with a number divisible by 3, and he performed every action in sets of 3 before entering a building. Yet these obsessive rituals accompanied a mind that could visualize entire machines in perfect detail, testing them in his imagination for weeks before building a single component. But Tesla's eccentricities pale in comparison to the bizarre double life of Leonardo da Vinci. The Renaissance master wrote his private notes backward, readable only with a mirror, possibly to protect his revolutionary ideas from prying eyes. More intriguingly, he would purchase caged birds from markets solely to set them free, a compassionate act that seems at odds with his practice of dissecting human corpses in the dead of night to understand anatomy, risking excommunication from the church. Thomas Edison, celebrated as America's greatest inventor, had a peculiar method for hiring assistants. Candidates were served a bowl of soup during their interview. If they seasoned the soup before tasting it, Edison would reject them immediately. He believed this indicated they made assumptions without proper testing. The same man who illuminated our nights was afraid of darkness himself and slept only 3 hours a day, taking periodic naps while holding steel balls. When he dozed off, the balls would crash to the floor, waking him to continue working. Consider Benjamin Franklin, who we remember as a dignified founding father. Yet in his younger years, he would conduct his famous air baths, standing naked by an open window for an hour each morning, believing it beneficial to his health. This same man secretly wrote scandalous articles under female pseudonyms, stirring controversy throughout colonial America. The pattern continues with George Washington Carver, who revolutionized agriculture in the American South. Unknown to most, he talked to flowers and believed they spoke back to him. He would rise at 4 a.m. to walk through the woods, having what he called conversations with the Creator about the healing properties of plants. His colleagues thought him eccentric, but his unusual methods led to the discovery of hundreds of applications for common crops. Perhaps most fascinating is the story of Grace Hopper, one of computing's pioneer minds. While developing the first computer language compiler, she kept an actual clock running backward on her wall. When asked why, she would reply, "Humans are allergic to change. They love to say, 'We've always done it this way.' I try to fight that." The same woman who revolutionized computer programming was known for carrying around nanoseconds, actual pieces of wire measuring 11.8 inches, the distance electricity travels in 1 nanosecond, to illustrate the importance of efficient programming. James Watt, whose steam engine powered the Industrial Revolution, suffered from debilitating depression and anxiety. He would often disappear for days into his workshop, emerging only when his wife threatened to break down the door. During these periods of isolation, he made some of his most significant breakthroughs, turning his mental struggles into fuel for innovation. The truth is, the line between genius and eccentricity has always been vanishingly thin. These inventors didn't succeed despite their quirks. In many cases, their unusual perspectives and habits were the very things that enabled them to see solutions others missed. Their obsessions, fears, and peculiarities were the price they paid for their revolutionary insights. Today, we celebrate their inventions while often overlooking the complex, troubled, and fascinatingly human stories behind them. Their legacies remind us that innovation doesn't come from conformity, but from those willing to embrace their own uniqueness, no matter how strange it might appear to others. Sound of the candle being extinguished. As we use our smartphones, flip light switches, or boot up our computers, we're not just using inventions. We're touching the dreams, demons, and brilliant madness of those who dared to think differently. Perhaps that's the greatest lesson these secret lives can teach us, that the path to changing the world rarely runs straight, and true genius never does.